Hello, so this is Gabrielle of Stand Up Sacramento County, and I've lost count of how many requests we've had of people asking, how do we track the bills ourselves? I know some of you, you watch for the updates from Stand Up Sac County, from Inform Mama, from Freedom Keepers, from PERC, from Children Health Defense, anybody who's putting out when the bills are being heard by which committees and what the phone number is to call in, and you want to know how to figure that out yourself. Tomorrow, it's almost tomorrow, it's almost midnight, I'm finally sitting down to do this. Tomorrow we have 10 bills up on the agenda, and going in and figuring out what time is that bill being heard out, which committee, what room, what's the phone number to call in. There's a way to figure that out quickly and to sign up for alerts so that you get emails if anything's amended or changed. And so I'm going to show you how to do that as quickly as I can. It's a very easy process, but there's multiple steps and there's quite a few things that you can track depending on what it is that you're looking for. Okay, so bear with me. Let me share my screen. So the first website I recommend you go to is leginfo, leginfo.legislature.ca.gov. Don't worry about all this back stuff. Go there. When you log in the morning, the day of the hearings, this hasn't updated yet from Monday, it will show you the floor schedules and it will show you the committee hearings that are on for that day, okay? It's not accurate for what we're looking at right now, but if I went here, it's pulling AB 2839. That's not a bill I'm tracking. I'm not sure why it's pulling that, but it's pulling what was on the docket then. So here's how to use the website. So bill number, I'm going to type in SB 1464. So the first screen, it's going to show you the bill as it stands right now with the current amendments that have been put in. Red font is what they have stricken out. Blue font is new, okay? You can always go through and read that. You can see if they voted on it. This bill has not had any hearings yet. It keeps being moved, okay? So you can look at the votes. You can look at the history of the bill. So this bill it was set for hearing March 30th. That was canceled by the author. It was set for hearing April 6th. That was canceled by the author. April 20th and 26th, it was submitted for hearing. April 20th was canceled by the author. And then the 26th, tomorrow, was postponed by the committee because it hasn't been heard yet. So it's not going to that committee yet. You can go to the bill analysis, and as it prepares to go through a committee, they submit an analysis to that committee. So here's the most recent one. Let me open the file. It'll show you the subject, the summary, but this PDF is where we can find who is submitting support, health administrations, health officers, shocker, and who's opposing it. It's mostly police departments, children's health defense, sheriff departments. There are cities here. I see Freedom Keepers United, Natomas USD for Freedom, National Vaccine Information Center, peace officers, Placer County Board of Supervisors. That's awesome. Here's an individual supervisor from Trinity County, Siskiyou. We did Unity Project, over 1,900 individuals. There's a lot of opposition on this. Nuremberg 2.0. I didn't notice that before. I get a kick out of that. Good for you. So you can see the opposition. So this is how we're able to track that information. Now that is only uploaded when it's prepared. Usually the day, it's 24 or 48 hours before it's supposed to go to committee, is my understanding. You can show it as amended, all the amendments that they've got in, and you can compare versions. So this is the original bill as it was introduced, and then with the changes as they go through, and you can do a whole comparison. It'll show you the status of the bill. It's supposed to be going to its first committee, so it hasn't been in front of it's supposed to go to the health committee. So it's pending that process. Comments to the author, I'm not logged in, so it's not showing anything. And so that's the next step. This is a bill that's important to you. You want to track it. You'll go up here and you'll do just that. And you can hit track bill. Okay, so I'm going to pause real quick and I'm going to log in. You can see it from that side without seeing my password, yo. What is my password? Nope, that's not it. Okay, hold please. Oh, heck. Because y'all are sitting here, I don't know my password. Let me pause. Okay, figured out my password. So here. So when you're choosing to track it, you can choose which notifications that you want. Do you want just when it goes to committee, amended, full results, enrolled? I always like to subscribe to all notifications. I want to know any movement on it. Okay, so it's showing some of the bills that I'm personally tracking when I do that. You can quickly add new bills in. It's 906 on here. And these are not bills. This is my personal. So these are bills I'm personally watching versus Stand Up Sac County. You'll see that in a different screen. That's a shorter list. So there's some that matter to me that aren't on the radar for the group. Let me see. Here's a new one that we were paying attention to. So if you want to add one, you can add a new bill to track and then put the number. And you can just choose to add whatever notifications and boop, it's on there. So the nice thing about this is from here on out, if I log in, I can just click on my subscriptions. As long as I'm logged in, it's going to show me everything I'm tracking. And then I can drill down. This is an old one I was watching. This was a gut and amend we were paying attention to at the beginning of the year. I can go in and I can check on its status and see where it's at. And then my favorites, I don't have that set up. So this is what I do in here. Mostly, I'm signing up for these because this is where I'm getting my email alerts. Literally any movement, I get an email that evening on what it's amended or it's moved, it's been added to the hearing schedule. I'll get a notification of that. So that is this website. And then let me get it to load up another website. Log out. So the next website I'm going to walk you through is Legiscan, legiscan.com. You'll create an account and I'm logging into it right now. I think, yes, I am. Okay. Sorry, awkward. I should have music or a good pause feature, but it's late, so you get the awkwardness. Okay, so let's say we're looking at SB 1400. So when you're in this website and you've created an account, you can scroll down to here and type in a bill number. And you can, this website will work for many states, you know, so you can actually track what's going on in other states as well. So we're going to plug in a bill number and it will show you a basic summary. This is the action. It was referred to the Judiciary Committee on March 23rd. I don't know that it's been heard yet. This is a summary of what the bill is. It's related to reproductive health care services. And you can see referred to Committee on Rules, RLS's rules. And It was read a second time and amended. It was referred to the Judiciary Committee. So this one's waiting to show up on the schedule. You can look at who has sponsored the bill. This is the primary senator. And you can see all of the bills that that senator has sponsored. You can follow the money, you can go to Ballotpedia, Vote Smart. So depending on what you want to do and what you're looking for, these are links there. Text, you can see the bill as introduced, and then you can see it as amended. You can go search through that. You can look at votes. This one so far has no vote, and there's that word again, no roll call record. And that's like 7 support, 2 oppose, that kind of thing. Research. So you can click through that. And comments, and there's no visible comments at this time, it says. So let's say I want to track this bill and I support it. I have literally not read the bill, so don't shoot me. I have no idea what it's about. Okay, so let's say hypothetically I support this bill. I would click support, and I can either click track, but if I want it to notate support, and you'll see why that's important in a minute, I would click monitor bill down here. So monitor bill, and see that track button went away. Now it notates. Oh, I was messing with it earlier. If you put in a private bill note here, so test 1, 2, 3, and update information, it will show that here, and it'll show prior remarks. So what we do is when we submit a position letter, we'll put a notation in. And so I was playing with that today. So you can oppose it. Maybe they do an amendment and you no longer support it. You can update your information and switch it to oppose. That's for your information. And so what is this? SB 1400. So look, I have a whole list of bills that we've been monitoring. So go to monitored up here on the left, click monitored, and where's SB? I'm going to sort it by bill. SB, where are you? Where are you? Here it is, SB 1400. See how it has the red X? So the red X is that I just switched it to opposed. So I'm actually going to remove that from my list. I forget how to do that here. So let me go in and do it this way. So I'm going to click SB 1400 and I'm going to stop monitoring the bill. So it's going to drop off my list. Okay. So when you go to monitored, it's going to show you a red X for what you have notated for oppose and a green check mark if you support it, and it will have like a blue question mark if you're just watching it and you haven't formulated a position yet. And it'll show you like it's 25% of the way through the process. Here's the hearing date. It's going to be with the Senate Public Safety Committee on this date. And you can click on the committee and it's going to show you all the things that are assigned to them at this moment. So rather than waiting for the agenda the day you arrive at the legislature, you can say, oh, okay, they're going to be looking at all these things, right? Because look at these, all of these are for the 26th at 9 a.m. Okay. So going back to my list, now that I have this list of these bills that I'm tracking, I can go in and I can run a report. Okay, so go up here to the top and click on reports and click on monitor. And you'll see we have a report where we've saved that we run to process, but let's say it's the first time you're doing it. So click on California, always current. I track any status. You can change it to whatever you want. And I always want the last 7 days because there's such thing as too much data. That's up to you. And then I like it to show the committee, and I want the most recent activity. I don't want, every now and then I want more data than that, but usually I want the most recent activity. The most recent note, that only matters if you're keeping track, if you're putting notes in. We tend to put in, the position letter or whatever. So I'm going to leave it blank for now. And then the template. Now you can hit view report and just see it. And then, or you can save the report, and that way it saves it. And then every time you hit view, it auto updates it. So for now, let's do view report. So again, it's got the red and the green. Okay. So it's showing the bill, the title, and it's showing the committee day, time, room number. Notice it doesn't have the phone numbers. So that's a different website. But this is a way that you can see that information. Now, if I go back, and you can play with it on what data points you want before, and once you like how it's being presented, then you can save the report and you can auto update it from there. You can get email alerts from here too. So if you go to alerts and go to settings, you can disable your alerts. You can get it weekly on Mondays, on Fridays, and be sure and save your settings. Okay, so this is Legiscan. So Legiscan, I like the emails from it because it sends me all the bills I'm tracking and it's color coded, but it only emails me once a week versus the other website, Ledge Info, that will directly, any movement on that bill, I get an email the night. So if it moves on Monday evening, I'll get a bill usually after the capital hours have closed. So it's usually as I'm going to bed, I'll get an email. So by Tuesday morning, I know what's going on with that bill. Okay. I'm going to pause sharing and load a different site. So those are the two sites. Now, with that information, you know that there, you know what bills are being seen. So let me resume sharing. So if you go to the website, you can just type into your search engine, whatever search engine you use, Assembly California Daily File, and you'll get this. But here's the website. I have this saved on my homepage or saved on my phone. I have it saved on my phone on the homepage, and I also have this saved on my computer bookmarked. That's how often I've been going to this site the last few weeks. So the Assembly Daily File will show you what hearings are on the schedule. So you'll see regular session. They're not going to be on the floor. They're on break from that till the 28th. So here are the committee meetings. Okay, so it tells you what room number each committee is and what time. So first thing on my list that I compiled before I started recording this is AB 1559. That is supposed to be with the Appropriations Committee tomorrow, Assembly Appropriations Committee. So I'm going to look for appropriations. It's usually alphabetical. So did they move the whole hearing date? Or my notes are wrong. My notes might be wrong. So this is why you double check. So the appropriations is being heard on Wednesday. And if you click show details here, I'm going to double check and make sure. So AB 1559. I don't know why they put them alphabetical. So who I don't have written down. Do I? This is why it helps to know who authored the bill. I don't even know. Okay, let me find it. My eyes are just not. Holy cow, look at that agenda. These guys are going to be in session all day. That's the problem with our legislature, them being, there's 2,000 assembly bills this year, guys. Like, how can any one assembly member possibly read and have a grasp on all of those bills to make an educated decision? Like, it's not humanly possible. Like, my eyes can't even find it. Okay, so let me do this. Let me look up AB 1559. Who, like, oh wait, did it already get pulled? Oh, I'm sorry, 1599. I'm tired. Okay, who's the author? Everybody is the authors revised. So Gallagher shows first. So is it under Gallagher? No. This has to be the one that I chose to record. Here we go, 1599. My eyes just caught it. It's like, where's Waldo? Wait, no, where did it go? Donkey. Okay, well, whatever. I'll figure it out when I'm not on the spot. So let's say it's on here. And if you saw it, 10 points to you because my eyes literally, oh, supply chain. Port congestion. Okay, I'm writing that down. I hadn't heard about that, Bill. See, this is what happens too, is you look at the agendas and you're like, wait a minute, what's that about? Okay, so this one is Wednesday. So I have this one on my notes for Tuesday. It's for Wednesday. Do I have any other assembly bills down for tomorrow? So let's look at 1797 is supposed to be with the Education Committee. Higher education. Do I have my days all wrong? Okay, hold on. Let me condense this. Y'all, don't mind me talking to myself. Just pretend you're in the room with me and I'm talking to you. I must have flip-flopped my days. Okay, so Wednesday, show details. I am looking for AB 1797, first thing on the agenda. Okay, it's got an asterisk by it. Why? Pending referral pursuant to suspension of AR 56. Huh, okay. Don't know what that means. There's two of them with that asterisk, so I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, but it is supposed to be heard first. And so what I am checking is where 1021 O Street, make sure it matches my notes, room 1100. This is for Wednesday, okay? Now, what I don't know is what phone number to call, okay? So I'm gonna click here where it says education. And it's gonna load slowly. And it tells you where the committee is often located. But what I'm looking for is the phone number to call. And it's supposed to be right here. And it's not. So what some of the committees have been doing is they've been loading the phone number here the morning of. So Wednesday morning, people are going to have to check this. This is why I have the daily file saved on my phone, is because then I have to check it that day. Like, what number do we call? Because it's not here. Some people will call the committee members. So that's another thing. Who's on this committee? So I want to call in and speak to those on the committee for opposition. How do I do that? So down here, members and staff on the bottom right. So click on that and it's going to open up all of the committee members. Patrick O'Donnell, Chair, Megan Dolly, Steve Bennett, Philip Chen, Alex Lee, Kevin McCarty, Sharon Quirk-Servet. Okay. And it'll tell you where their office is. If you're wanting to swing by to schedule an appointment, it'll tell you what their phone number is and you can call them. A lot of them, if you want to email them, a lot of them have forms. Where is it? To contact them. Here we go, contact. A lot of them, it goes through a form. And so the problem is it has you put the address in, and if you're not in their district, it won't let you email them. But they're on a committee, they represent California. So that's the frustrating thing. So then calling them is best. There is a way to figure out the pattern for their websites. Or their emails. I'm not going to do that here, but that's so calling in. And if they try and tell you, you can't, like, hey, you're not in their district, be like, they're on a committee that represents all of California. It doesn't matter. I want them to, so there you go. So that's how you figure out who is on the committee and how to call them. And that is where the phone number is, okay? And then you can look at today's assembly events, and that takes you right back to here. Now, when they're live, when the committee is live, it'll load here. Right now it says listen to this hearing. It'll also load here to view the hearing. So again, why the daily file is important, okay? So this is where we go in and check that. Now this is for the assembly. The Senate website's a little bit different because it's California. So California, so senate.ca.gov/daily file. They have a PDF here, which loads all of their committees. It doesn't really load the same information that you need. Super frustrating. So what I do is, because I already know what bills are up. So let's say I want to check the schedule for the the Senate Education Committee. Okay. So I'm going down to education. And it says their bill hearing dates, April 27th at 9 a.m. And it tells me that it's going to be at 1021 O Street, room 2100. And this is the participant call-in phone number and access code. So this is what I was trying to get on the assembly website, and it is not listed yet. So I'm writing this down at this moment. So this is what people are giving out when they're like, okay, if you can't attend in person, call by phone. So this is where you find it. So that's the Senate Education Committee. And then this is when people are like, hey, you have until this deadline to get your letter in. Each committee has a different deadline. So this Senate Education Committee, it's by noon, the Friday prior to the scheduled hearing. So this committee hearing is on Wednesday. So it would have been due last Friday. And then the rules for that. Okay. So let me go back. Another one that I'm checking on. So supposedly for tomorrow is the Senate Public Safety Committee. And I'm looking, and it's not, see, every committee is different. It's super annoying. So here, it's down here, participant number. I'm gonna write this down. It's in a different spot. 6364, code is 1411141. And then they'll have different deadlines. So their opposition and support letters are due by 3 p.m. the Tuesday the week prior to the hearing. So if the hearing is tomorrow, it was due last Tuesday. So if there's not like they're due a week before, it depends on the committee. And then it'll list the staff members, where the committee is located. And then down here, right, who's on the committee. It shows right here the committee members. Stephen Bradford, Rosalie Ochoa-Bogue, Sydney Kumlager, Nancy Skinner, Scott Wiener. And so again, when you click on that, it's going to take you to their website and it'll show you how to contact them. So Assembly portal is different than the Senate portal, and each committee landing page is a little bit different. So it's great. It's totally awesome. And then it goes in. So that's how you check it out. And if you go to senate.ca.gov, they have this rolling scroll bar of what the schedule looks like. And nothing is clickable at the moment. I actually can't stand their scroll bar. Okay, full details of today's Senate events. So the committee hearings, it's showing which committee is up and what room number it's at. And then you can view the actual agenda. So let me look for, so the Public Safety Committee is the one I was just looking at. So it's 9 a.m. in room 112. And I can view the agenda. And it's gonna, I'm looking at SB 834 Trying to find it. Here it is. Tax exempt status insurrection. That's a gem that just hit our radar last week. So just verifying that it's still on the schedule and they haven't stricken it. So that is still up for tomorrow at 9 a.m. So I'm going to put a check mark there that I verified that. So that is how you find their phone numbers on who to call for each committee. That's how you verify that it's still on the schedule, Assembly versus Senate, how you set up the bills so you can get emails so that you can track them, and how you can use the two different websites, Legiscan versus LegInfo. I think I covered everything. I'm sure somebody's bound to have a question. Feel free to drop it in the thread. I was trying to keep this as brief as possible. So again, it's easy. It's just a lot of steps to learn. But once you have it set up to where it can set you the emails, all you have to do is log in and verify them. The tricky thing is when people are asking for phone numbers, if there's 10 hearings, and there's only one bill per hearing that we're tracking, that's 10 phone numbers, right? So it takes some time for us to get that together. So hope that helps and have a great day.